Japan doesn't just do things better. It does things so differently that experiencing them for the first time makes everything back home feel like it's still catching up. Forests with designated walking trails engineered specifically for stress reduction and immune system recovery. Underground food halls beneath department stores stocked with hundreds of fresh food vendors at a quality level that no supermarket anywhere else in the world comes close to matching. And a bullet train network so fast, so clean, and so consistently on time that the average delay across the entire system is measured in seconds per year. These aren't tourist attractions or novelty experiences. They're ideas so practical and so well executed that once you've experienced them, you'll spend the rest of your life wondering why they don't exist everywhere. Today, we're counting down 21 Japanese ideas that instantly make your life better. Watch until the end because number 21, the transparent cat backpack, is the Japanese pet travel solution that's gone globally viral and immediately makes every other pet carrier look completely outdated. Number 1. Forest bathing trails. The name sounds strange until you understand what it means. Forest bathing has nothing to do with water. In Japanese, shinrin yoku translates literally as absorbing the forest atmosphere, and bathing refers to immersing yourself in the environment the way you'd immerse yourself in water. You're bathing in the air, the light, and the sounds of the forest, rather than passing through it. Japan formalized the practice in 1982 as an official public health initiative after researchers found that slow walking through forested environments produced measurable reductions in cortisol, blood pressure, heart rate, and inflammatory markers. The country has since designated over 60 certified forest therapy trails, each selected based on air quality, tree density, and phytoncide levels. Phytoncides are the natural compounds released by trees that, when inhaled, have been shown to increase immune cell activity. You walk slowly, breathe, and pay attention. The biological response happens regardless. Japan took something humans have instinctively done for thousands of years and turned it into a science-backed public health infrastructure. Number 2. Japanese smart charger. Every phone, laptop, and wireless device being charged past 100% is having its battery degraded. Lithium-ion batteries deteriorate faster when held at full charge for extended periods, which is exactly what happens when you plug in before bed and unplug 8 hours later, having spent most of the night at maximum charge unnecessarily. Japan engineered two solutions that work differently but solve the same problem. The first is a smart charger with a built-in circuit that monitors charge level in real time and cuts power the moment the device hits 100%. No trickle charging, no continued energy draw, no sustained voltage the battery doesn't need. The second goes further. Certain Japanese smart chargers physically eject the charging cable from the device the moment charging is complete, so the connection is broken entirely rather than just the power being cut. The cable disconnects automatically, the device is protected, and you wake up to a fully charged device that hasn't spent the night plugged into anything. One swap from a standard charger to either of these, and a problem affecting every rechargeable device you own is permanently solved. Number 3. Shinkansen bullet train. Japan's first bullet train entered service in 1964. In the 6 decades since, the Shinkansen network has carried over 10 billion passengers without a single passenger fatality caused by a train accident. The trains travel at speeds of up to 320 kilometers per hour and connect Tokyo to Osaka in 2 hours and 15 minutes, a journey that takes 8 hours by car. They depart to the exact scheduled minute. The average delay across the entire network is measured at under a minute per year, a figure so precise that when delays do occur, the operator issues a formal written apology. The carriages are cleaned between every single journey by teams who complete a full turnaround in under 7 minutes, including wiping every surface, rotating every seat to face the direction of travel, and replacing every headrest cover. It's not just fast transport, it's a complete rethinking of what public infrastructure can be when the standard applied to it is genuine excellence rather than acceptable functionality. If you're enjoying this so far, go ahead and tap like. It tells YouTube you want more of Japan's clever, everyday innovations. And if you love discovering things you didn't even know existed, hit subscribe so you don't miss the rest of this list. Trust me, the next ones are even better. Number 4. Depachika underground food halls. Beneath almost every major department store in Japan, below the fashion floors and the homeware sections, there's a basement that has nothing to do with shopping in the conventional sense. Depachika is a combination of the Japanese words for department store and basement, and what these spaces contain is one of the most concentrated collections of high-quality food available anywhere in the world in a single location. Fresh sushi made to order, regional wagashi sweets from century-old confectionery houses, handmade pasta, roasted coffee, premium prepared meals ready to take home, artisan bread baked on site, hundreds of individual vendors, each specializing in one thing and doing it exceptionally well, all under one roof. The quality standard in a Depachika is significantly above what any supermarket food section offers because the vendors compete directly against each other in the same physical space, and their customers are standing right in front of the product making immediate comparisons. Number 5. Eki-ben train station lunchboxes. Eki-ben translates as station lunchbox, and in Japan it's an entire cultural institution built around the idea that the food you eat on a train journey should reflect where you're traveling through. Every major train station across Japan sells bento boxes filled with ingredients, recipes, and flavors specific to that region. The crab Eki-ben from Hokkaido uses local snow crab. The beef Eki-ben from Kyushu uses local wagyu. The container itself is often designed to reflect the local culture, shaped like a regional landmark or decorated with local artwork. Some Eki-ben have been sold from the same station by the same family for over 100 years. Collectors travel specifically to acquire them. Food journalists rank them. Passengers plan their journey routes around which stations they want to eat from. It takes the experience of train travel, which is already exceptionally good in Japan, and layers a regional culinary journey on top of it that makes every trip between cities a genuinely different food experience. Number 6. Rice paper edible candy straws. Single-use plastic straws are one of those environmental problems that most of the world has acknowledged but not convincingly solved. Paper straws go soggy. Metal straws require cleaning. Pasta straws work until they don't. None of them replicate the experience of a plastic straw, closely enough that people don't notice the difference. Japan made one out of candy. Japanese edible straws are made from rice paper and sugar, rolled into a firm tube that holds its shape in a cold drink for long enough to finish it. If you don't finish it, the straw dissolves harmlessly. If you do, you can eat it. The flavor is neutral enough not to affect the drink, and the texture holds significantly longer than any paper alternative. It's a solution that replaces a single-use plastic product with something that requires no separate disposal because it either gets eaten or breaks down completely without leaving anything behind. Japan found the obvious answer that everyone else overlooked. Number 7. Japanese pedestrian scramble crossing. A standard pedestrian crossing stops traffic in one direction, lets pedestrians cross, then stops traffic in another direction, and repeats. To cross diagonally, you wait for 2 separate light cycles, which can take several minutes at a busy intersection. Japan solved this with the scramble crossing. At a scramble crossing, all vehicle traffic in every direction stops simultaneously. Pedestrians then cross in any direction they choose, including diagonally, all at the same time. The entire intersection becomes a pedestrian space for the duration of the crossing phase. The most famous example is Shibuya Crossing in Tokyo, which moves up to 3,000 pedestrians per cycle and is one of the busiest intersections in the world. But scramble crossings exist across Japan at thousands of locations because the logic behind them is undeniable. More pedestrians move through the intersection per cycle. Diagonal journeys that previously required 2 waits now require 1. And the system is safer because all vehicle traffic is completely stopped rather than partially stopped. Number 8. Noise-canceling manners on public transport. In most cities, a commute on public transport involves phone calls conducted at full volume, music audible through someone else's headphones, loud conversations, and the general ambient noise of a space where nobody considers the effect of their sound on anyone around them. Japan's public transport is almost completely silent. Phone calls are not made on trains. Music is kept inaudible to anyone but the listener. Conversations are conducted quietly. Phones are switched to silent. Even announcements inside the carriage are kept brief and played at a moderate volume. This isn't enforced by signs or penalties. It's a cultural standard so deeply embedded that violating it would be considered as socially inappropriate as any other form of public rudeness. The expectation of quiet is understood by everyone and maintained without any external enforcement. The result is a commute that functions as genuine recovery time rather than an extension of the sensory overload of public life. Japan turned the daily commute into something that actually reduces stress rather than adding to it. Number 9. Japanese capsule hotel. The problem with hotel rooms is that you pay for space you don't use. A standard room gives you a bathroom, a desk, a wardrobe, a sofa, and floor space, most of which serves no function during an overnight stay that primarily involves sleeping. Japan stripped the hotel room down to exactly what's needed. A Japanese capsule hotel provides a private sleeping pod, roughly 2 meters long and 1 meter wide, with a mattress, pillow, reading light, ventilation, power outlets, and a privacy curtain or hard-shell door. Shared bathrooms, often with onsen facilities, are available to all guests. Lockers store luggage and valuables. The cost is a fraction of a standard hotel room. The sleep quality is equivalent, and the efficiency of the concept is so complete that it's spread from Japan to hotels across Asia, Europe, and the United States, as travelers realized that the space they were paying for in a standard room was largely wasted. Japan didn't just create a budget accommodation option, it created a genuinely better use of space. Number 10. Konbini convenience store system. A convenience store in most countries sells snacks, drinks, and things you forgot to buy at the supermarket. Japan's konbini do considerably more than that. At any of Japan's major convenience store chains, which include 7-Eleven, Family Mart, and Lawson, you can pay utility bills, send packages, print documents, withdraw cash from an ATM that accepts international cards without fees, buy freshly made hot food, pick up prescription medication, purchase event tickets, and access government services, all under one roof, 24 hours a day, every single day of the year. The food quality alone sets Japanese convenience stores apart. Freshly made onigiri, hot soups, steamed buns, and sandwiches, prepared daily to a standard that makes equivalent products in Western convenience stores look like an afterthought. There are over 50,000 konbini across Japan. In rural areas, they often function as the primary community hub for essential services. They are, without question, the most useful retail format in the world. Number 11. Japanese onsen. Japan sits on one of the most volcanically active regions on Earth, which means geothermally heated mineral water rises naturally to the surface across thousands of locations throughout the country. The Japanese have built an entire bathing culture around these springs. An onsen is a natural hot spring bath where water rich in minerals like sulfur, sodium bicarbonate, magnesium, and iron soaks into the body at temperatures between 40 and 45 degrees. Each mineral profile produces different therapeutic effects. Sulfur springs soften skin. Sodium bicarbonate springs improve circulation. Iron springs are traditionally used for fatigue recovery. The research on onsen bathing consistently shows reductions in cortisol, improvements in sleep quality, reduced muscle tension, and lower blood pressure following regular use. Japan has over 27,000 registered onsen facilities, from elaborate resort destinations to simple neighborhood bathhouses. Many Japanese people use them weekly as a standard part of their wellness routine rather than an occasional luxury. It's thermal therapy built into the landscape of daily life. Number 12. 100 yen shops. The concept of a fixed price discount store exists in most countries. What doesn't exist is the Japanese version, which operates at a quality and design standard that makes the equivalent in every other country look genuinely inferior. Japan's 100 yen shops, primarily Daiso, Seria, and Kondo, sell thousands of products at a fixed price equivalent to under $1. Kitchen tools that work better than mid-range equivalents elsewhere. Stationery that outperforms products costing 5 times as much. Organizational products designed with the precision of a much more expensive item. Cleaning tools, craft supplies, seasonal decorations, bathroom accessories, all at one fixed price. The reason the quality holds at that price point is scale. Daiso alone operates over 4,000 stores globally and sources products in quantities that allow genuine quality control at extremely low unit costs. Walking through a Japanese 100 yen shop as a Western visitor produces a consistent and specific reaction. Disbelief at what the price actually is, followed immediately by the intention to fill a basket. Number 13. Japanese umbrella culture. Getting caught in rain without an umbrella in Japan is genuinely difficult to do accidentally because the entire country is designed to prevent it. Convenience stores stock cheap, transparent umbrellas at the front of the store the moment rain begins. Weather forecasts on every public screen include umbrella icons for the coming hours rather than just rainfall percentages. Every building entrance has an umbrella stand outside and a dispenser of long plastic sleeves inside, so wet umbrellas are immediately contained before they drip on floors. The cultural norm is to carry an umbrella whenever rain is forecast, which means the streets stay functional during rainfall, rather than filling with people running between doorways. The plastic sleeve dispensers are particularly clever. You insert the wet umbrella tip first, pull it through, and the sleeve wraps around it in one motion. The umbrella is now contained. No drips on the shop floor, no wet bag from an uncontained umbrella, no puddle forming beside every seat in every restaurant. Japan treated rain as a solvable problem and solved it completely. Number 14. Kuroneko moving service. Moving house in most countries means hiring a van, recruiting friends, spending a day carrying furniture and boxes, and arriving at the new home with a collection of damaged items and a strong sense that you've just done something you never want to do again. Japan's professional moving companies, led by Kuroneko Yamato, operate differently. A team arrives with all necessary packing materials, wraps every item in the home with the same care applied to fragile goods regardless of what it is, loads everything onto a truck using equipment that eliminates the manual carrying that causes most moving damage, delivers it to the new address, unpacks everything, assembles all furniture, places items where indicated, and removes all packing materials before leaving. The entire process is completed in a single day for a standard household. Breakages are extremely rare because the packing standard is exceptionally high. It's a service that treats the contents of your home as worth protecting rather than as cargo to be shifted, and the difference in experience between using it and doing it yourself is significant enough that most Japanese people never consider the alternative. Number 15. Japanese stationery. Writing with a Japanese gel pen for the first time is a specific experience. The ink flows without pressure, the line is consistent from the first stroke to the last, and the writing feels noticeably different from anything produced by a standard ballpoint. Most people who try one find it difficult to go back. Japan's stationery industry treats writing tools as precision instruments rather than disposable commodities. Pilot, Uni, and Zebra produce gel pens, mechanical pencils, and highlighters engineered to tolerances that make the equivalent Western products feel imprecise. Beyond pens, Japan's stationery extends to notebooks with paper weight and texture specifically chosen for different ink types, correction tape that applies cleanly and covers completely, and washi tape in thousands of designs used for decoration, labeling, and organization with an adhesive that repositions without tearing surfaces. The 100 yen shop sells Japanese stationery at prices that make buying anything else feel unjustifiable once you understand the quality difference. It's a category where Japan has set a standard the rest of the world is still working toward. Number 16. IC Transit Card. Getting on a train in most cities involves checking fares, buying the right ticket, finding the right platform, and hoping the ticket machine accepts your card. In Japan, all of that collapses into one tap. An IC card, the most common being Suica and Pasmo, is a rechargeable contactless card that works across every train line, subway, bus, and monorail in Japan, regardless of operator. You tap in, tap out, and the correct fare is deducted automatically. No ticket purchase, no fare checking, no transfer complications when crossing between different rail operators. The same card also works as a payment method at thousands of convenience stores, vending machines, taxis, and shops. It's a transit card and a payment card in one, topped up at any station machine or directly from a smartphone. Japan's IC card system was introduced in 2001 and has been expanded continuously since. It's now so embedded in daily life that most Japanese commuters haven't bought a paper train ticket in years. Number 17. Japanese Postal Service. Ordering something online in most countries means choosing a delivery window measured in half days, and then spending that half day available in case the driver arrives at any point within it. Japan's Postal Service offers delivery time slots measured in 2-hour windows, and they arrive within them. Japan Post and private carriers like Yamato Transport allow you to specify not just a delivery date, but a 2-hour window within that date. The driver arrives within it. If you're not home, a detailed missed delivery slip is left with a QR code that lets you reschedule to a specific window at a specific time on a specific day, including same-day redelivery in many areas. Packages are handled with a care standard that treats every item as potentially fragile. Boxes arrive undented. Items arrive unbroken. The exterior of the package looks the same as it did when it was sent. It's a postal service operating at a standard that makes the equivalent experience in most Western countries feel like a different service entirely. Number 18. Heated flooring in public spaces. Cold floors in winter are one of those environmental discomforts that most countries accept as a normal feature of the season. Japan installs heating beneath them instead. Underfloor heating in Japanese public spaces, including train station concourses, shopping center entrances, hospital waiting areas, and covered walkways, keeps floor surfaces warm throughout winter without any visible heating infrastructure. No radiators on walls, no blowers pushing air, no uneven heat distribution that leaves some areas warm and others cold. The system works by running heated water or electric elements through the floor structure itself, turning the entire surface into a radiant heat source that warms the space from the ground up rather than from the ceiling down. Walking into a Japanese public building in winter and stepping onto a warm floor is one of those small experiences that immediately demonstrates a different attitude toward public comfort. Cold floors aren't a feature of winter, they're a problem worth solving, and Japan solved it by heating the floor rather than accepting the cold. Number 19. Coin lockers at every train station. Traveling with luggage limits where you can go. You can't easily walk through a market, climb a temple path, or spend 3 hours at a museum with a suitcase in tow. In most cities, this means going directly to your accommodation to drop bags before doing anything else, which dictates the entire structure of the day around the location of a hotel. Japan removes that constraint entirely with coin lockers available at every major train station. The lockers come in multiple sizes, from small enough for a backpack to large enough for full-sized suitcases, and are located at convenient points throughout the station. Many are now managed digitally, locatable through apps that show availability in real time, and payable by IC card. You arrive at a station, store your bags, explore freely, and return when you're ready. The day is yours without any structural limitation imposed by having to carry everything with you. Its infrastructure so practical that its absence in most Western transit systems feels like an obvious gap once you've experienced having it. Number 20. Japanese vending machines. Japan has approximately one vending machine for every 23 people, the highest density of any country in the world. And unlike the machines in most countries that dispense drinks and snacks, Japanese vending machines dispense almost anything. Hot canned coffee and cold soft drinks from the same machine simultaneously. Fresh eggs, umbrellas, hot ramen in a cup, batteries, flowers, surgical masks, sake and beer, fishing bait, entire meals in heated containers ready to eat. In rural areas of Japan, vending machines often serve communities where the nearest shop is miles away. On mountain hiking paths, they provide hot drinks at altitude. Outside temples and shrines, they sell water and refreshments at hours when no staff are present. The machines are also maintained to a standard that makes the experience of using one feel completely different from anywhere else. Clean exteriors, fully stocked, rarely out of order, and often illuminated at night in a way that makes them the most welcoming light source on an otherwise dark street. Number 21. Transparent cat backpack. Traveling with a cat is one of the most stressful experiences in pet ownership. Standard carriers are dark, enclosed boxes that give the animal no visual reference for where it is or what's happening, which is a significant contributor to the distress most cats display during travel. Japan designed a backpack that eliminates that problem. The transparent cat backpack has a hard shell body with a large, clear bubble window that gives the cat a full panoramic view of its surroundings, while remaining completely enclosed and secure. The cat can see where it's going, observe the environment, and maintain visual contact with its owner throughout the journey. The interior is ventilated, padded, and sized to provide enough space for the animal to sit, stand, and turn without being cramped. The design distributes the weight across the carrier's back, rather than one arm, making it significantly more comfortable for both the owner and the animal over longer journeys. It went globally viral the moment it appeared outside Japan, because the logic behind it is immediately obvious. A stressed cat in a dark box is a solved problem. Japan just solved it first. If you want to see more amazing things Japan is doing better than the rest of the world, then like and subscribe. And make sure to watch the video on your end screen. It's packed with even more life-improving things.